All right.
That was Blast Off.
That was Blast Off.
And it was a good time.
Do you have any list of winners or anything?
I don't have that with me.
I knew you'd forget that.
I knew you'd ask me something like that.
Now, should we bring in Judy and the other staff members at this time, or do you want to do that later?
No, well, let's see. Let's wait a few minutes.
Let's wait a few minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Because Judy was just flagging me out there outside the
Yeah.
door.
We don't want to show everybody everything all at once.
That's right. Got to keep a little suspense.
And before I do any more chamber news, maybe you can describe to our radio listeners and show the FPAC watchers just what we have up here in the studio.
Okay, well, first of all,
What makes this radio station run?
What makes it tick? Well, a computer. what else is new in this day and age? We've gone high tech in the last few years. Bob, never thought I'd see computers coming into radio because they don't talk, or they don't talk very well. But we've got, of course, our main monitor here, and we plug in our commercials and our music through that. And then, of course, we have liners and so forth that run throughout the day, 24 hours a day on AM 1570 KMCD. And then our color radar screen that a lot of people have heard about, where we can track the precipitation and storms that move into our area. And on this particular Monday morning, most of the rain is in the midsection of the country, down around Tennessee, Kentucky, where they're getting the heaviest thunderstorm activity this morning. And of course, we had quite a bit of rain pass through the Midwest last night, just missing southern Iowa as far as some of the real heavy storms. We had a tornado watch until sometime through the night. There were a couple of tornado warnings up in northern Iowa, I think maybe up around Cedar Rapids during the night. But like I say, it's high tech. We can put it in motion just like they do, and that yellow box that popped up there for a second indicates a severe thunderstorm watch, and then a red box on our screen gives us a tornado watch, which, like I said, we had during the night. So it's been a great addition. Want to thank, I think, the Jefferson County Law Center helped with the cost of having this color radar unit in our studios, because of course they, like us, get a lot of phone calls when there's severe weather.
And this is a good time to remind people that
That's right.
don't call the law enforcement center when there are storms.
That's right. Just listen to your radio, AM 1570 KMCD or FM 95.9 Kick 96, and we keep you up to date on tracking the storms. And of course, law enforcement personnel are in touch with us when we do get a tornado spotted. Then they, of course, sound the warning sirens. Now, the first Saturday of each month, when you hear those sirens, don't be alarmed, because they test those this first Saturday of each month during the summer season.
But they normally don't test them if it's cloudy and windy or anything
Exactly.
like
If
that.
there's any kind of threat of severe weather, then they won't run the test. So then if you do hear the sirens and it's a day like we had last night with the clouds and everything, then you know it's an actual emergency. So just a couple of things about it. The FM station, of course, is in the room next to us. And
What
it
are all
runs
those
24
buttons
hours a
in
day.
front of you?
Well, those are just our keyboard here, and then up in front of me is the actual board that runs our two microphones, or the red lights. I don't think Susan can see
That's
those.
where you
from
can
that
turn me
angle.
off.
That's right. It's as easy as a punch of the button. Phipps is gone, and then he's back on. And then this one here is the red light that runs our computer through the system. So the computer with all
And
the
you have
commercials.
two black boxes here. Are those?
Cassette and CD players. And then a bunch of black boxes over there to your left. That would be our CD players that houses all of the country music for KMCD. And
That's quite a job just loading those every day.
yes, it is. And Rich does a good job of that. He's been a little under the weather. I don't think people will see him this morning on FPAC, but we're hoping he can get back real quick, up and running at full speed.
And then what are these boxes down here on my left?
I don't know.
You don't know either.
Actually, it's the hard drive or whatever. It's where you put in the disk to do the programming for the computer. It's technical stuff.
And then you have a tape player up behind
And a
you.
reel-to-reel machine.
You
behind
still
me.
use that?
And my Diet Coke here.
Hey.
Since you're giving the plug for your McDonald's there, I thought I'd do my Diet
How about
Coke plug
that?
at this time. But
You
the
still use the reel-to-reel?
occasionally. That, just like the cassette player and our CD player here, don't get a lot of usage. The computer runs a lot of the rest of the day, so. That's
Okay.
a quick tour inside the
Well, why
studio.
don't we show people how things work? Do you have a PSA up there?
Well, I certainly can plug something in here. So, and now to do this, I just hit a couple of buttons, bring
And
up
we'll be back with more of Chamber Talk right after this.
in a minute.
Is that good for a minute? Why don't you tell Mark to come in
Okay.
right now?
Chamber Talk with Bob Phipps here on a Monday, and we've got a lot of people coming into the studio right now.
Yes, but before we get to them, you know, every morning people hear about Studio A.
Yes.
And a couple of characters up here that talk about breakfast and a few
eat
other
while we're on
things.
the air.
Is this the other half
That's
of
the other
Studio
half.
A?
Yes.
Now, wouldn't you have to agree that that is the northwest corner of Studio A?
North by northwest.
But where you're sitting, would you call that the northeast corner of the studio?
Oh, I don't think so.
See, I told you.
I
it's
wouldn't
not
either.
corner.
I'd call it the southeast corner of
excuse me.
Studio A.
You wouldn't call it the corner, though, would you, where you're sitting?
Not really.
Yeah, see, I told you, you're in the middle of the room.
Well, he's closer to that corner than he is to this corner.
Well, he might
here
be
we go
closer to
again.
the corner, but he's not in a corner. He's in the middle of the room.
Well, not
This
quite.
is News Director Mark Denny, for those of you, my debate partner in the morning. I'm the Munster,
Where do you
He
hide
is.
out? In the other room?
Other room, Studio B.
Studio B.
a.k.a. the newsroom,
We just let him into Studio A.
for brief
do the
appearances. That's right.
He has it padlocked, lock and key, and when it's my time in here, then he unlocks the door and I come through.
I thought there was a microphone in there at one time.
There
Well,
used to
there
be.
was. Yeah, but we took his microphone away from him.
I see.
And put it in Studio A.
Okay, well, good to have you with us this morning, Mark.
Good to be here, thank you.
Any good news today?
A lot of good news today. A lot of news today. A lot of things happened over the weekend just in the state of Iowa. If we want to do a quick update, they're still looking for the two individuals responsible for the crime spree up in Mahaska, Poweshiek, and Keokuk counties. Search is focusing on Minnesota now. They thought up there that the two were spotted up there earlier over the weekend, and so authorities are focusing their search up there. Several accidents here in Fairfield over the weekend also. I'm not quite sure what to attribute that to, but
Well, that's
maybe
not
it's just the
good
nice
news.
weather of people
Yeah.
people getting out and everything.
The other good news, I thought, was the Power Wagon rally, which was held here from last Wednesday through yesterday, or Saturday. And I think they had, someone counted, and they had about 92 or 93 Power Wagon trucks in the parade.
There were a lot.
And more than that registered for it.
Mhm.
And there were several hundred people in Fairfield for the week at the Power Wagon rally.
And in conjunction with that, we heard Friday noon during an impromptu on KMCD News at noon over here via telephone that David Butler, who's associated with the Power Wagons, of course acquitted on those charges of the theft of military equipment up in Madison, Wisconsin. So
Right.
that's good news
And
to
he
go
was
right
back
along.
Saturday. I saw him
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. Well, why don't we bring in the rest of the staff here and introduce them, Lee?
All right.
Starting, let Jay come on over here. Jay Mitchell, the president of KMCD Kick 96. Morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to FPAC.
Thank
you. To your own radio studio.
Thank you. It's good to be in my own radio studio. And
Maybe you could introduce the staff that's here this
be
morning.
happy to. I'd be happy to. Right here is our station manager, Judy McClintock.
Good morning.
And next to her is our director of special events, Bruce Miller.
Good morning.
And next to Bruce is one of our marketing consultants, Carol Weisswasser.
Hi there.
Glad he got to say that.
Yeah.
And missing in action,
I've
the
had a
shy
lot
one.
of- I've had a lot of practice. Who is missing? Well, Pam is.
Yeah, Pam's on her way. I was thinking of Gail.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Because I don't think Gail will be here.
Gail is
You can't
out,
get Gail on the radio.
Yeah,
Why
I
would she
was
be
gonna say,
on
why
TV?
would I think she'd be on TV?
Gail
She's
is
radio
out,
shy.
Marketing radio.
Face the camera, Pam.
Oh,
This is Pam Kiefer, who's our
stand right
administrative
in front of
assistant.
me.
And Marie Kiefer, who's our office manager, is out of the office this morning. So.
And the phone's ringing, Pam, so you can run back to work.
Thank
Call
you,
that
Pam.
her brief
Thanks, Pam.
appearance.
And that's at least part of our happy family.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you letting the FPAC camera into the studios
It's our
today.
pleasure. We enjoy working with FPAC very much.
And somebody's probably saying they can't hear a word anybody's saying
Yeah,
except
that's
what Bob
probably
and I are
true.
saying. 'Cause the,
Well, we do have a microphone right here.
yeah, the FPAC microphone, but I'm thinking
But
the
on
radio,
radio,
microphone.
yeah. Well, we could repeat what they said, but then we'd be out of time.
That's right. But thank you all for coming in this morning.
Thank you very much.
Let's put in a word that Susan, you do a great job with that pack.
Yes,
Really improved
yes.
it.
As
We're
Bruce
really
just
glad to see
mentioned,
you.
Susan's done a great job with FPAC, the Fairfield Public Access Channel 9. Of course, Susan Kessel, the manager. And if you have any
Camera
questions,
person.
that's right.
And director and producer.
Yes, and very talented. She can work in front of the camera too. She's
Oh, she
not
should
shy.
be. See, she talks me into doing these occasionally.
That's right.
We do have a little bit more chamber
Okay.
news before we run out of time.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Last week, the ambassadors met at 9:30 at our office. The executive committee met at 11:45 on Tuesday, the 10th. Of course, I mentioned the Power Wagon Rally started last Wednesday and concluded on Saturday night with a banquet at the Best Western.
I got to bring up the end of the parade on Saturday. I was on my way back to the station
I
at that
see.
point, and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did want to mention to people that Governor Branstad visited Fairfield on Friday and spoke to Rotary Club. And then afterwards, we took him on a tour of a value-added egg operation here in Fairfield at the Radiance Dairy,
Okay.
where he learned about Francis and Susan Tickey and how they run their dairy herd and bottle their milk and label it and sell it here locally.
Got to see the operation.
That's right.
Good.
And of course, Saturday was Flag Day. Did you fly your flag Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
No comment.
Then this week for Chamber, we're getting ready for the Women's Blast Off, which will be on the 24th. And tonight, Jeff Wilson and I, who's president of the Chamber of Commerce this year, will be going to an FEA meeting at the Best Western. Tomorrow, the ambassadors are going to make a visit on Dr. Richard Rose, a new podiatrist here in Fairfield. And Wednesday evening is an important meeting for progressive merchants. And for those listening that have not been told about this yet, you will be, but there's a progressive merchants retreat, which is going to be at 6:30 at the Country Club. Allison Rollins heads up the progressive merchants this year. And so this retreat is going to be talking about the current and the future of retail business in Fairfield and make some plans for some promotions.
Okay.
So that'll be Wednesday night.
And we should mention, for the benefit of our FPAC viewers that might be catching this, this is the week of June 16th activities, so if it's,
yes.
On down the line, don't think you're missing some of these things.
That's right.
You already did.
And we do need to mention RAGBRAI.
Yes.
We still need volunteers, Lee, especially housing, and volunteers to help the day of RAGBRAI when those 20,000 people start arriving at our city limits.
And again, it's the 25th RAGBRAI on July 25th.
25th.
And that's the night of the 25th on into Saturday morning the 26th, when they will be here in Fairfield, thousands of visitors, and we're looking forward to it.
Please call the Chamber at 472-2111 and volunteer your home or your yard for campers, and to volunteer yourself to help with the many, many committees that we have set up in operation right now. How are we doing on time, Lee?
We're in good shape. I think you're in the home stretch.
Home stretch.
Yes.
What do we got, 2 minutes left?
A couple that we can take care of. And just real quickly, if people want to help out with RAGBRAI, if they have housing, just call the Chamber office 472-2111, and they will talk to
Nancy or Judith. And
Or you.
they'll be glad to, yes,
If they can find you in the
If they can
office.
find me in the office. No, but we really need the extra help. I understand that the volunteers have not been volunteering as rapidly as we thought they would, and we need about 300 volunteers for this.
I've got a feeling you'll find a lot of people, they're like me. They don't plan ahead, and about the 1st of July and on hopefully through the 3rd week in July, you'll start finding a lot of people that will
Well, I imagine you're
start
going to be
calling.
busy doing special reports during
Yes,
RAGBRAI.
yes, we're going to be kept busy during RAGBRAI here on KMCD. Of course, Zippo and Maria are going to be
Oh, that's right.
kind of heading up some things that are happening in Fairfield that particular weekend. Of course, our morning personalities on Kick 96, and we're looking forward to them having a good time with all of us during RAGBRAI's 25th anniversary on July 25th in Fairfield.
And they're going to visit some different businesses here in Fairfield while they're
Right.
here for the weekend.
Right, and let's see, there's the big dance is Friday night on the square.
On
will
the
be
square.
one of them. And there's
And they're
also
going to host
others.
that, are they, or MC?
Yeah, I believe so. They're going to be emceeing that, and it should be a good time. We're just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a
And
lot
then
of
you're
fun.
going to be doing reports as well as Mark Denny. Are you going to keep him in Studio B that day?
I think I'll let him out of Studio B.
Oh.
Otherwise, I'll have to do more work. And I let Mark out to help out and work. And you know, Bob, I know you've probably been thinking, I'm not
Yes.
I'm not in my element
Yeah.
without doing this.
I know.
I've been trying to hold back my hands, but Bob knows
For the
that
radio
I flip my
listeners,
pen.
he flips his pen all the time.
Anybody who's seen me at a game knows I cannot talk without this
Yes.
pen. So I've managed.
You
to
did
struggle
very well
through.
this morning.
Thank you. So I just thought I have to
See,
show
you
people
can
the
do
pen.
it.
I can, but I don't like it. It's not as comfortable.
All right, one last quick check on the weather.
All right. No rain right now in southeast Iowa.
The state is completely
It's just
clear.
south. Now, I'll just show people. We can pull up just the regional radar that shows strictly Iowa and surrounding states, and that's the picture right now. This green right here is a little bit of
Rain.
light rain over in Illinois.
The red dot is Des Moines.
That's Des Moines. And they have several radar reporting stations, Des Moines, the Quad Cities, and then also up here, I believe that would be Sioux Falls in the southeast part of South Dakota. So that's the places where they help as far as providing information on what's going on weather-wise in the Midwest. Well,
Right.
we got to get out of here because the Brownfield Report is ready to go. Thanks to Susan Kessel for coming up this morning
You
and
bet.
taping as part of Chamber Talk, the FPAC edition on Fairfield
You're
Public
big
Access.
time on television.
That's right. We're both TV stars.
Yes.
And as always, Bob, appreciate you coming up for Chamber Talk.
Thank you, Lee.
And that'll do it for this morning on Monday, June 16th, Chamber Talk on 1570 KMCD. After the Brownfield Report, we'll give you details of the forecast here at the area's sound choice, KMCD.
Are you still on, Susan?
Susan is still on.
Well, good. I just want to thank you, Lee, for allowing us to put you on television for the FPAC show this week.
That's quite all right. I'm glad that you came up, Bob. And Susan, thanks for coming up.
We hope everyone enjoyed their little tour of KMCD and Kick 96. And we'll be joining you again soon, sometime, for another FPAC show and Chamber Talk.